After Samsung released its trio of S10 smartphones for 2019, now it's time to take a look at the response from Huawei. The Chinese manufacturer is looking to take on its Korean rivals here in finding out really who is the top dog of smartphone photography. And I'll tell you straight up, the Chinese are ahead once again. Huawei has already achieved success with dual and triple cameras in its P series, the peak of which was definitely the P20 Pro. Its triple camera setup and Huawei's own AI created photos that provided a real wow factor. Huawei has set the bar very high for the P30 and P30 Pro, but with two camera innovations, the company wants to catapult smartphone photography into unimagined spheres. The first innovation in the P30 Pro is the Telephoto camera. Since space in smartphones is limited, there's little room for complex lenses and several lens elements, Huawei uses a trick much like Oppo has done before. With the help of a prism, light is reflected 90 degrees and projected onto an 8 megapixel sensor. It's placed vertically instead of horizontally in the back of your smartphone. Huawei uses the space gain by doing this to install a 5x zoom lens. If you want to get even closer to the object you are photographing, the P30 Pro offers a 10x hybrid zoom and up to 50x digital zoom. But a word of warning, even if the lens is optically stabilized, you do need a very steady hand when shooting on a smartphone with this level of digital zoom. In addition to this periscope trick, Huawei breaks a long tradition in color photography. A color filter sits on the image sensor to produce color photos. Sensor manufacturers use a so-called biofilter which consists of three colors, red, green and blue. Depending on the color, however, the filter also absorbs light and the quality drops, especially in dark environments. To further improve low-light photography, Huawei is replacing the green pixels in the biofilter of the P30 and P30 Pro with yellow pixels. Okay, so we're getting a little bit complicated here. Yellow pixels, what exactly does that mean? Well, let me try and explain. Yellow filters allow a lot more light to enter the lens. What that means is you're going to have a much higher ISO value. In fact, it's up to 4 times higher than a full format DSLR camera. Performance is pleasing and very practical in everyday use. Huawei's Master AI can now be switched on or off directly from the camera app of the P30 and P30 Pro. Before, you had to immerse yourself in the camera settings to do this. For a more natural bokeh effect, Huawei has added a time-of-flight camera in the P30 Pro to provide better depth information. In the near future, the time-of-flight camera will also be used for AR apps. Huawei is already working on an app in which you can measure space in your environment. The other technical specs of the Huawei P30 Pro are mostly the same as we saw on the Mate 20 Pro. Even the battery capacity as well as the charging capabilities are borrowed from last year's flagship. And yes, the fingerprint sensor moves for the first time on the P series under the display. The display also functions as a loudspeaker for your telephone calls, but that's only on the P30 Pro variant. If the P30 Pro is too big, has too many cameras, you don't need the zoom or the extra battery life, then the P30 is a good alternative. Unlike the P20 and the P20 Pro, the P30 and P30 Pro share the same 40 megapixel super spectrum sensor this time. If you're interested in the technical specs of the two Huawei P30 models, you should definitely have a look at our website, that's AndroidPIT.com. There you'll find all this information clearly presented in our articles. You can also find out where you can buy the P30 and P30 Pro in your region. With the P30 Pro in particular, Huawei has clearly put a lot of effort into making a world-class smartphone camera once again for 2019. The model we tested was a pre-production model, but it left a hardware-ready impression on us. The software needs tweaking, of course, we expect that is going to come after the full release of this phone. But if you're looking for a point-and-shoot camera that's going to deliver amazing results in all situations, the Huawei P30 Pro could be the smartphone for you in 2019. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned to AndroidPIT.com for the full review of the Huawei P30 and P30 Pro.